I know so many of you have been working in the yard over the last few weeks, getting that spring planting done. Well, hey, here at Crossroads Cares, we have been partnering with Indigenous communities in remote areas of this nation to do the very same thing, believe it or not. Joining me to tell us more is Bev Hadland, our ambassador to the First Peoples. Thanks for joining us, Bev.
Oh, it's always great to be here with you, Cheryl. Come on.
Yeah, I love it. And, you know, I think this is a surprise to people. What? You've been doing spring planting. So we're going to get to that. But first, I've been to communities in the north, and I've gone into those stores and seen the incredible prices that people are having to pay, and then for wilted, beat up, bruised produce that doesn't even look good. Yeah. What are you hearing from our partners in those communities about the situation with food security?
Well, it's the same, if not worse, because now there's fuel surcharges on everything to fly good food into the communities, or you're driving it to the end of the road, or there's one store in the community. And it's cheaper to buy a case of pop than it is a case of bottled water. A head of lettuce can be $11. We're talking just plain old iceberg lettuce.
My goodness.
And so you find a lot of these families are buying what's the cheapest that they can afford, which has very little nutrition or a whole lot of sugar in it. And so gardens have really started taking off during COVID. And everywhere I would go, I'd say, is there one gardener? Is there one person gardening? I'd say, there's one, there's two. Birch Narrows, they had three. And so we said, oh, so can we send them seeds? Do they need equipment? I went into one garden. They were using children's sandbox toys, pails and shovels, to have a garden. They had an old canoe that they had filled up with seeds, and carrots were growing out of the canoe. And so they were using whatever kind of containers they could. And now they have 53 gardens since 2018. They went from 3 to 53 gardens.
And the oldest gardener is?
82 years old,
I
Veronica.
Just love that. And you know what's so cool is that, like, you kind of think, okay, these are northern communities. They don't have like a long summer, so they don't have a long growing season. But it actually doesn't matter because they have a long days. What difference does that make? So they've got light from like what? 4 in the morning till midnight.
Oh, absolutely. And that really makes a difference because our plants need the sun. They will water their plants. They're now starting indoor gardens. Some of them are looking at having greenhouses in containers. So they're open to doing more than they ever did before because they have ownership, autonomy, and we can do it.
And what difference do you see this fresh, healthy food actually, and affordable, making in those communities? What is it doing for them?
I believe we're going to see great improvement in their health. Type 2 diabetes is just over the top in these northern communities. But so in 1 year is not going to do it. But as more and more in the community start doing it, and the children are getting fresh produce and they're loving it and enjoying it, you're going to see a shift in their health and a shift in their mental health. And there's also, they do healing with having gardens. They feel they've accomplished something. Teenagers getting into a garden and then watching things grow. It's giving them a sense of purpose that they haven't had for a while.
Oh, I just love this. And so we want to help do more gardens in more communities, empower people to garden. What is needed to make this happen?
To do it properly, we're looking at rototillers so that they can really, ease up the ground. And sometimes they need fencing because the dogs run wild and other animals are going to come in and devour it. And so soil, of course, and then we get all really good seeds and then all the garden tools that they need as well. And so we're looking at probably $4,500 gets a community garden going, and it's a good kickstart for that community to be moving forward in nutrition.
Oh, I just love this, and we want to do this in more communities, but we need your help. I know some of you maybe are farmers for a living. You're like, this is so cool. Maybe there's something, maybe you could donate a rototiller. I don't know. Or just any help that you can give. Definitely your prayer. Will you come alongside us and help bring fresh, affordable food to Indigenous communities across this nation in the north? Give us a call right now, 1-800-265-3100. You can also give online at crossroads.ca/FPV. Bev, I can't thank you enough for leading the charge on this and really helping people understand that they can take control of their own destiny by not just depending on prices they can't afford, so they never have healthy food, but they can actually grow their own food and provide for their family something that's healthy and freeze it and do a greenhouse. Like, there's so much potential here.
Yeah. There's momentum that's happening, and so it's part of a great movement.
Oh, love it. Thank you so much, Bev. We always enjoy your updates.
Right. Thank you.